welcome back to this PPT. Today we are going to learn about artificial intelligence. So what is artificial intelligence basically? I will give you some ideas about that. When you think of Siri, Alexa, Google Assistants, chatbots, what are these all things? These are the examples of artificial intelligence. What are these? So now let us learn a broad term of artificial intelligence. So now let us learn about introduction of artificial intelligence. So what is basically an artificial intelligence? So artificial intelligence is a branch of science which deals with helping machines find solution to complex problems in a more human-like fashion. What does this long-term broad definition means? So let us learn it word by word. So this is a type of branch which involves science. In science, it deals with so many problems and finds solutions of that in more human-like fashion. What does this means? This means that they find solutions like humans, but in a better way because they are trained to do that. This generally involves borrowing characteristics from human intelligence and applying them as algorithms in a computer-friendly way. So these are generally, they do just borrow characteristics from human intelligence. We give them information and they borrow that characteristics from us because we gave them information, no? And apply them as algorithms in a computer-friendly way. And they find solutions of that problems in a computer-friendly way. Nowadays, you use Siri, Alexa to dim the light, or you say to Google Assistant, what is the answer to this question? They give you the answers, no? From where did they get to know these answers? Can you tell me? So now let us learn why always AI is there. Why artificial intelligence is important. Computers are fundamentally well suited to performing mechanical computations. So they are fundamentally well suited for performing mechanical computations. Okay. Understand these terms in a very similar way, you can see. Using fixed program rules. And they use always fixed program rules. What is given to them, they will always give the answer to you in that way only. If you ask something very new that they don't know or think that is not fitted in that, then they will say, sorry, I can't help you with this problem. This allows artificial machines to perform simple, monotonous tasks efficiently and reliably. So they allows artificial machines like that are robots, Alexa, Siri. They all do these tasks efficiently and reliably, which humans are ill-suited to, which we humans cannot always give. When you ask some questions to Alexa, Siri, they will give you the answer. Some of the answer they will give, something related to that they will give. But when you ask some broad questions with human, they will say, I don't know what to do in this thing. So you have to search it for so many peoples, between so many peoples. But when you do with that well situated mechanical robots, then they will definitely give you the answer. Today, the amount of data that is generated by both humans and machine far outpaces human ability to observe, interpret, and make complex decisions based on that data. Artificial intelligence forms the basis for all computer learning and is the future of all complex decision making. So, when we generate data, both we humans and machines, they all give us the ability to observe, interpret, and make complex decisions based on that data. When we have some data, we can make decisions based on that. Like something you have like bar graphs in maths, now you have bar graphs, telemarks. All these things, they give you some data based on some information. And then they ask relative questions to that based on that bar graph, telegraphs. And you can answer that questions with the help of that bar graphs. So like this, in a simple way, when we and machines, both we and machines get some data, and then we have the ability to observe that, interpret that, and make complex decisions based on that. Artificial intelligence forms the basis of all computer learning. So they are the basis of all computer learnings, and it is the future for all complex decision making, and they will always make some complex decisions. Okay, they are the future. Now let us move to next. Now, what is evolution of AI? How does it evolve from the past, and now we have so many things? In the past, we don't have Alexa, Siri, and all these things. How did it evolve? In the past few years, because they're not a very old technology, this is a new technology, so that's why not very old in times. Like you read the stories of king and queen, they are so long ago, but this is very few years ago story. AI evolved into a powerful tool that enables machine to think and act like humans. So it has evolved into a powerful tool, a very powerful and used tools which enables machine to think and act like humans. We give them information and we are now developing that in a way that they can think like us, they can act like us. And you know some robots like Sophia, you have read about Sophia in your classes that they got the citizenship. So they can also think and act like humans. So you can think how much great technology is needed to make a robot and make them to think like us. Moreover, it has garnered focus from tech companies around the world and is considered as the next significant technological shift after the evolution in mobile and cloud platforms. So now, after the evolution of mobiles and cloud platforms, AI is the next branch of technological shift. Some even call it as the fourth industrial revolution. Some may even call it like that. It is the fourth industrial revolution. Forbes states. अब Forbes states क्या? Forbes क्या कहते हैं? By 2020, businesses that use AI and related technologies like machine learning and deep learning to uncover new businesses insights and take $1.2 trillion each year from competitors that don't employ these technologies. So, what does Forbes say about that? He says that the machines like AI and related technologies like deep learning and machine learning, don't worry, we will read about deep learning and machine learning also. In 2020, who are using these may get a huge profit of around $1.2 trillion. So from their competitors who do not have such technologies. Okay, is it clear to you all? Now let us move to our next para. So now let us see how we can pass the machines so that they are able to think like humans, they are able to act like humans. Now let us see. We learn every day, and in every year we have to give some tests so that we can pass for our next class. So we also give some tests so that our ability and our intelligence are checked. So like that also, machines also have to give some tests so that their ability and their knowledge can be checked. So what is that test called? This is called the Turing test. What is it called? It is called the Turing test. So Alan Turing kya hai? That's not Alan Turing. It's like Plan Turing. You can say it a broader term. Created the Turing test in 1950s. So this Turing test is created in 1950s. British mathematician predicted by the year 2000 the average interrogator would not be able to distinguish between machine or human after the 5 minutes of questioning. So he predicted that after 2000 the average questions that were asked, so you will be not able to distinguish that it is a machine or a human, because they will also have the same types of feelings. But they can't develop feelings in machines also, no? You know that. Now let us learn what is Turing test. Turing test, artificial intelligence. So these are the tests for artificial intelligence. Determines whether a computer can think or not. So in this test, what we are supposed to do with, we determines whether a computer can think or not. Turing proposed the imitation game so it does not reject machine intelligence. So it proposed imitation of game so that it does not reject machine intelligence. How to pass a test? Now many of you were thinking in school we have to learn so many things, and we after learning that passes the test. How does the machines pass the test? They know all the things. The 65-year-old Turing test is successfully passed if a computer is mistaken for a human more than 30% of a time duration, a series of 5-minute keyboard conversation. In this, every 65 years old Turing test, when a computer mistakes that this device is not a device, this is a human, for more than 30% of the time, and he thinks like he does the work like a human for 5 minutes on the keyboard conversation, then he will get the pass certificate. He will get the pass certificate. He will get passed. How does the Turing test work? And now, how does this Turing test work? Let us read that. Remote human interrogator. And now here are remote human interrogator who will ask the question most distinguished between a computer and a human. And he have to mustly distinguish between a computer and a human based on their replies to various questions. And when they give their replies to various questions, success as thinking can be measured by its probability of being misidentified as the human subject. And when they are identified or misunderstood as a human subject, this is how a Turing test works. Now let us move to our next slide. Experiencing AI in real life. So we have so many devices almost, but chatbot was the first. So what is basically a chatbot? Chat robot? You can say that chatbots are basically a chat robot, a computer program that simulates human conversation. This is a type of computer program that simulates human conversation or chat. They can chat with us through artificial intelligence. By artificial intelligence, like messages apps you have seen, typically a chatbot will communicate with a real person, but they always communicate and will communicate with a real person. Okay, why chatbot always? Why there is nothing else? Bots are a lot easier to install than mobile apps. So bots are basically more easier for us to install in any devices other than mobile apps. Bots are easily distributed. They are also easily distributed also. Quality mobile apps are expensive to build, maintain and deploy. So they are very expensive to build and maintain and deploy, like quality mobile phones you have seen, Apple phone, iPhone. So these are very expensive, Moving complexity to the cloud reduces a user's cognitive load. And when they use cloud, the user's cognitive load is reduced. Okay. Now let us read about IBM Watson, a big leap in AI. What does this mean? So a great achievement here, you can say. IBM Watson, a natural language question answering computer, competes in Jeopardy and defeats two former champions. Watson is a significant leap of a machine's ability to understand the context in human language. Like here in this figure, you can also see that there are two persons and there is one device that have to compete on Jeopardy, and when they defeat in 1 year it has been defeated, I think so, in 2011, and this is called IBM Watson, a big leap in AI. So now let us read about artificial intelligence in India. We have read so much about artificial intelligence. What is that? What is that? How it is done that? We have read all these things. So what is the position of artificial intelligence in India and how much we have artificial intelligence? In general, India's digital footprints have seen tremendous growth. So digitally, India has seen tremendous growth in digital world. The government is also moving different programs towards the objective of technical infrastructure, and the government is also moving different programs towards the objective of technical infrastructure. Different agencies and artificial intelligence institutes include sectors are developing policy structures and programs that instill such skills. And there are so many agencies of artificial intelligence that includes developing policies and structures and the programs that instill such skills. With a little more drive towards resources and framework that boost its development, the Indian artificial intelligence market which is still regarded as emerging and can certainly take a lead. We have still imagined as that it is emerging, but it can still take a lead. Now let us learn about future of AI. What will be its future? We can see the rapid adoption of AI tricks in every field of tech. We can see so many types of adoption. There are various apps and softwares that can be improved with the help of AI. You have seen so many apps like that, like Google Assistant, Siri. Once quantum computers become more viable, ours will have access to unprecedented processing power, and human like us will become more viable. So these things will become more viable, more live. Now let us read about domains of AI. So first of all, we will learn about NLP. What is that? Natural language processing. The goal of NLP is to enable people and computers to communicate in a natural language rather than in a computer language. So what is the goal of NLP? That computers and everybody should communicate in a natural language such that English or humanly language, not in a computer language. The field of NLP is divided into two categories, and the field of NLP is divided into two categories, two major categories. Natural language understanding is the first one, and the natural language generation is the second one. Now let us read about data science. Data sciences is a domain of AI related to data system and processes in which the system collects numerous data, maintains data sets, and derives its meaning, sense out of them. So they collect data, processes that so there are numerous data between them, maintain that data sets, and derives meaning, sense out of them. Okay. Now let us read about computer vision. People generally use vision as their primary means of sensing their environment. We generally see more than we hear, feel, or smell or taste. So we generally see always, our eyes are open. So we always see more than we hear, smell, or eat. The goal of computer vision research is to give computers the same powerful facility for understanding their surrounding. So like we humans can see so many things and understand what is going on here. And like this also, computer vision is a type of technique in which they want computers to also develop the same ability. Here AI helps computer to understand what they see through attached cameras. So here AI will understand what they see through attached camera. You have seen cameras in mobile, laptop, and everywhere. Now let us learn about machine learning and deep learning. So what is machine learning? Algorithms that do the learning without human interference. So that are the machines which do without human intervention, without humans. They learn without humans. Okay. Learning is done based on examples. Learning is done on based on examples. Like you have given so many samples and you have to learn from that samples. Okay. Now let us learn about deep learning. Deep learning is a subfield of machine learning that very closely tries to mimic humans' brain working using neurons. Now they work using neurons. Okay. These techniques focus on building artificial neural networks. So they focus on building ANN using several hidden layers. They have several hidden layers. There are variety of deep learning networks such as multi-layer perception, autoencoders, con- convolution network, neural network, recurrent neural network. So these are the variety of deep learning. So from this PPT about artificial intelligence ends. Thanks for learning with me till the end. Bye bye. Take care.